Happy birthday, Title IX. My name is Erin Buzuvis. I'm a law professor and administrator at Western New England University School of Law, and I'm here to give my testimony of how Title IX has changed my life. In 2005, I was an aspiring law professor. I decided to write my first scholarly article about what was then the brand new Bush administration's policy clarifying Title IX that would allow colleges and universities to use interest survey results to insulate them from liability for large disparities, sex disparities in athletic opportunity. At the time, I fancied myself an emerging scholar of administrative law, and I thought I was going to write an article focused more on the process that the Department of Education used to create that policy, rather than what that policy actually meant for women's sports and education. But as I got into my research, I succumbed to the influence of feminist legal scholars like Deborah Brake, Verna Williams, Catherine McKinnon, Sarah Fields, and sports scholars that I was reading at the time, Susan Burrell, Don Sabo, Susan Kahn, Pat Griffin. I soon became much more interested in the broader structural inequality perpetuated by the administration's policy than on the more narrow question of administrative process. And I began to see sport as something that people with interest in gender equity and people who consider themselves feminists, something that could only be ignored at our peril. Sport has the potential to either undermine or perpetuate the patriarchy, specifically the white heteropatriarchy. And when I realized this, Title IX moved from the periphery to the core of my scholarly agenda. And I've been reading, writing, teaching, guest speaking about Title IX ever since. And what a gift to my life this path has been. It has brought me in contact with amazing scholars, advocates, coaches, administrators, and athletes. I've been able to share my passion with students and help launch them into advocacy and professional roles in sports and education as well. And on a personal note, this interest in Title IX has helped me forge a later in life appreciation for sports participation. It's the reason I consider myself an athlete as an adult, even though I didn't as a kid or as a college student. None of this was on the minds of the members of Congress who passed Title IX 50 years ago, or the advocates who made that happen, but I sure am grateful to be a beneficiary of that law.